today's video, we're going to be covering Halo MCC Season 6 on both the PC, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series platforms. We're going to take a look at what's new, what's been fixed, and what's missing from the flight. So stick around. Now, the following information can be found over at the Halo support site, and a link for this will be in the description. If you guys are interested, I highly recommend you go ahead and take a look at this article, as I'm only pulling out what I feel are the most important parts. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and get into the information. Now, as many of you may know, these are the patch notes for April of 2021 for Season 6, and this is the install size by platform. For Steam, it's roughly 23.99 gigabytes. The Microsoft Store and Game Pass for PC is a max size of 50.58 gigabytes, and on the Xbox consoles, it is a massive 55.16 gigabytes. So if you guys haven't yet already gone ahead and updated this, I would definitely recommend doing it. It may take you time depending on your data speeds and location, and also, of course, whoever else might be downloading this update. Now, new in this update, of course, is Season 6, and that theme is Raven, and this is going to bring 100 new tiers of customizations to unlock, which also include new armors based on the Fireteam Raven in Halo Online for Halo 3, new back accessories customizations for Halo 3, new animated visors, which I must say look really sharp, new animated nameplates, and the new tech suit colors. Season 6 also brings a batch of new challenges completed for season points, and it also brings in a whole host of new features for both PC and the Xbox platforms alike. Now, one of the new things that I was looking forward to is the Exchange Store. The Exchange Store is now live, and it will let you exchange the seasonal currency for items, and it also gives you a look at upcoming items as well. So if what is in the current offerings isn't something that you're interested in, I believe the refresh day is 6 or 7 days. So if you're not interested, again, all you have to do is wait, and you'll also see what's upcoming next. So you'll either be able to buy up everything that's there, or you'll be able to save what points you have, just in case whatever's there isn't something you're interested in. Now, the new map for Halo 3 is Waterfall. Originally, it was made for Halo Online. The map Waterfall is now available for Halo 3 in custom games, not in matchmaking. In the PC and the Xbox flight that they had for Season 6, they had two maps, Waterfall and Edge. And it was actually shocking to me to hear that they would completely delay the Edge map out of this season and only have Waterfall included in custom games. It's not in matchmaking. Essentially, for me, both of these maps don't exist. I don't play custom games. And when Waterfall was played in the flight, it actually was the one that I had the most issue with, both on my computer and on the Xbox. It had horrible frame drops. Now, I know that they've had updates, of course, to the map, and they must feel confident in it in some way to have it put in, at least for custom games, but not confident enough to have it in matchmaking. Moving on, there is a new game variant, which is Escalation Slayer. Escalation Slayer is pretty reminiscent if you've played other first-person shooters within, I would say, the last 10 years. This is essentially Call of Duty's gun game. In Escalation Slayer, players progress through a series of weapons by earning kills with each one. When a player gets a kill with the final weapon, they win the round. You can also downgrade opponents to previous weapon tiers by assassinating them or sticking them with plasma grenades. Escalation Slayer will be available in Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 2 Anniversary, and players can configure game settings to customize the experience and create unique variants. Now, when it comes to team changing in custom games across all multiplayer titles, players can now change teams during a match, which I'm surprised that, again, I don't play custom games, and I did not know that this was not a thing, but it's nice to see that they can have this set so that now it's actually finally available. When it comes to mouse and keyboard support for Xbox, console players can now play using mouse and keyboards. With this feature, it is now finally supported. Secondary bindings for mouse and keyboard. Any action can now be bound to multiple inputs while using mouse and keyboard. This was something that hasn't been available either on PC or the Xbox since its launch, so it's nice to see them finally have that. And essentially, double key bindings would be on Xbox, essentially using the X button to reload, but also using the X button to switch weapons that are on the ground, and also using the X button to enter and exit vehicles. So before, this was all done by separate keys, and now on mouse and keyboard it can finally be bound all to one key. Field of view and crosshair position options for Xbox. This has finally been added, and this is something that I've been waiting for a very long time. And now that I'm no longer using my gaming PC, being able to have field of view and the crosshair positions options on Xbox is a huge plus and definitely makes the game much more playable. Halo 3 to me honestly has a too close up field of view, so it's nice to be able to adjust that out and get a better range in order to see essentially what's going on. They've expanded the audio options here. Players will be able to choose from game audio device output, game audio device input device, chat output device, and voice chat threshold. Expanded accessibility options, of course, they have the speech to text and the text to speech. Narration can also be enabled, and disabling background videos is an entirely new option available on all platforms. Per game gameplay settings have changed, and they've also each now has its own gameplay settings sections in the menu, including some sections that are unique to each title. With other changes, players can now see their armor customization in first-person view in Halo 3. This was something up until the launch of Season 6 that was unavailable, and something that I've noticed. The Creates menu has been renamed to Creative menu. Added support for the replacement of Halo Combat Evolved maps from the Custom Edition game have been added in. They cannot guarantee that the maps will always work. Maps made using the official Custom Edition tools should work without issues. Added XP progression rank information when viewing the remote user's player details. They've added the options to invite and join players when viewing their player details from the post-game Carnage report if they don't have their party set to private. And in Halo 4 loadouts menu is now more consistent with the other customization menus. Now when it comes to the resolved issues here with the patch notes, this is a massive list here. So I won't be going over everything, but I again do recommend that if you are interested in knowing everything that's been fixed, I would highly recommend you check out the article. Again, the link will be in the description. Overall, I am really impressed with this season. It is disappointing that they couldn't get both of the multiplayer maps in for the matchmaking, and that the custom games browser actually never even made it to the flighting process as of the recording of this video. They will be adding it in, of course, in a future update, and there will probably also be flighting the custom games browser. So, of course, once that happens, I will be covering that as well. Generally, though, I am very pleased, especially with the Xbox support and the state of the game on the Xbox platform as of right now. I've currently been playing it on an Xbox Series S, and I do have to say that the performance is greatly increased. Of course, I will be making a separate video covering this just in general, but I did want to give my brief overview here for the console. It is very small. It is a 1080p beast of a machine, not so much at 4K, but overall I am very happy with the system itself. Now, when it comes to the current seasons and challenges, they of course are offering very limited seasonal rewards. Those of course will show up in a future season in the exchange store. Now, they don't have an exact date or time when these items will show up, just that they will show up in future seasons. So if you're unable to get the seasonal challenges done due to them either having a high multiplayer rank requirement, which, believe me, unless you're going into the multiplayer with friends, is super difficult to do. But what do you guys think about Season 6? Are you excited to get into it, or are you really disappointed at the missing features? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to have your voice heard and be part of the conversation. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you want, go ahead and check out the links in the description. I've got my social media, and support for the channel is there as well. But until next time, everybody, thank you all for joining me here today, and I'll see all of you in the next video.